Okay. And can you hear me okay?
Okay, so
Good.
we're looking
So,
at the
actually, I'll start with this. So, explaining, there's two things quite important. One is called a change info, one is called tab. These are being returned by the Chrome browser every time something happens. So if I turn on the history map, and currently there's nothing, but I want to turn on the console so you can see what's being output by the code. Maybe just this one will be enough. Okay. So currently I ask SenseMap to log all these events and objects when something happens. So if I just refresh this page now, okay, and so obviously there's one node show up in history map, which is the page opened, but you can also see on the right hand side here a different event, and which says tab update. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so this is setting the code. Number 2 is the ID of the tab, so it's tab, not I2. And the next object, this one,
might be being a bit slow.
is the change info. So whenever there's something changes, it's saying we'll have this object. And this first one says loading. So that's currently how we detect and when there's a URL change. So if there's loading, we know there's a change in the tab of the URL. And this one is the tab object. So basically it has all the information we can get from the tab in Chrome. And so the ones we're using here is these ones. And the most important one is URL. So this is how do you know what the URL is. And also the title and will be used to set up the title or the labels of the nodes in history map here. And also we use this favicon information to update the little icon in the node.
Okay.
So as you see at the beginning, and it says loading, and then since history map will create a node at that time, but the title will be the URL. It does not get the titles of the proper title of the page yet, which is here, the meeting 13th of July 2017. Okay, and then you have second update event, and here it's just an update about the favicon URL, which is that. So this information is not always available at the first loading event. Sometimes it's loaded a little bit later. So once you have that information, it will update the icon here. But for this particular page, I think we already have it here, which is the same. So that's displayed in the first place. So it doesn't really do anything except update the URL, the favicon for this one. And here, and you had another event, which is saying, okay, now I have the proper title for the page. So instead of the URL we had early on here, this was the old title, and in this case we use this new title now.
Sorry, you just broke up there.
Which is the final title here. Okay, and finally we have this complete event. So, and we don't really do anything, but we just say record that information says, and this page finished the loading, and which is useful when we try to detect redirection. Okay.
So hang on.
Yeah. Now I have two more events. So it says audible false. Okay. this is actually the event happening, I think, in the
there's a file called ID School White Paper, which I was just trying
appear
to
in. This is what appear in is trying to do. So
and
you can see
that
says 259, so that means a different tab, and this is changing the status of Audible of the tab. So basically, where the tab is making sound or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not really meant to be there, but it still captures as if that's appear.in tab. Okay. And I just want to show you one more example where
sorry, you just broke up again.
And search happens. So, for example,
okay.
if I open up a new tab and start doing a search, maybe I just clear this one here, make it easier. I just search, say, tennis.
In ID School White Paper, there's a demographics dashboard, and there is a user research dashboard. And the demographics
okay, so we see it's loading first, and then the node got created here, and the title got updated. Initially, it's only the URL shown here, and then say it's complete, the whole page finished. But in this particular case, the favicon actually came after the page is finished loading, which is completely fine.
Yeah.
And if we now, so that's okay, still similar as what happened last time. But if we click on one link, for example, this one,
we could include the demographics, views of the demographics on the user.
Okay, and you can see, and there's a bit more things happening here.
Views.
So first it says loading.
So we can filter the user.
And this is give you the URL. And this is the URL generated by Google search. That's not the real one. Yeah. And then you have the second loading event, which is actually the real proper URL there. So we actually did not create a new node for the second loading because we know for the first loading and it does not have a complete yet.
Yeah.
So it just updates the existing node and replace its URL with this one. Does that make sense? So that's the only way we can detect redirection for now. So if a tab or URL is not complete, then we keep updating it rather than creating a new one. And then say, okay, this is okay. And you get the proper URL for the favicon, and then you got the proper title, and finally you have the complete state. Okay, now we know this one, this particular node finished it. And if any more changes URL in that page, and we treat it as a new node, which is created here. Yeah, sure.
The demographics. To filter for example, the user research responses by demographics. Yeah. Is that? I don't want to make, as I say, I don't want to make.
No, that's exactly right. So that's the thing. So we can't really detect it yet. So unless it changes the URL, and the current way, it will not be able to detect any ajax. That does not change. Yes. Sometimes the ajax request and will change URL. I think, for example, say Google Maps, and if you do some say zooming or panning in the map, the URL actually changes. Even they're essentially using ajax, not reloading the whole page. Yeah. Very good.
Right. Okay. Well, don't do that in that case.
Sorry?
That's
No, I haven't. And that's part of, say, Reday's
Can you hear me?
task, is actually looking into that.
Yeah, that's well.
And yeah, he said he will maybe do
yeah.
something.
Okay. Okay. It was a nice to have. Just a nice to have. That's all. But it's not necessary for the report. What's necessary for the report are really just.
Oh, okay. Ah, interesting. So that's get updated.
The user research.
Okay.
User research dashboard.
So for this one, for PHP, probably not.
What you mean? Filtering by demographics.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Okay. I can choose. Hello.
Right.
8.
Yes. Okay. And is that an easy thing to do?
It says loading.
Okay.
Get a URL favicon, contact form, and
Does
complete.
that answer all your questions? Okay. Good.
Expand which one? Complete. I don't think there's any particular information in there.
Okay. Well, it seems a shame to have to get ethical approval in both sites.
Yeah.
If unnecessarily, that would be a shame.
No, I think
did you do it in both
this
sites?
URL does not really change during the test.
No. Okay. Let's just find out if that's necessary.
Yeah, that's everything.
Okay. Let's see what response I get. How and why, coming back to the API token, you said.
Yeah, I think at least, and the Chrome will, sorry, the browser will send you some events, say something happened. In this case, it's in a.
I haven't received it. Let me just check junk mail. Okay. So your Wi-Fi's down, your network's down.
Yeah. So currently, we have to look into that a bit more to see which information among these we got actually indicating that's an Ajax call. Currently, I don't really know. Maybe Relay can say a little bit more later.
It's arrived. So maybe your network's working now, or maybe it's working slowly. Okay, so I just.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, you can do that. I think I already completed the first part.
Because I got it.
So I explained these two objects. I think roughly it's all clear now currently how we detect URL changes and redirections. And unless there's any questions about these, and
so I'm assuming
yeah.
this relates. All right, input. Okay. All right, seems to be happening now.
Yes. So basically, this is this one. This particular one here is the event happens and in Chrome, and Actually, I will show you, and
play around.
it's all the same. Let me show the code. So it is all the same event called tab update.
I seem to remember that you
let me find the file.
Possibly a little while ago, reminded me that some paperwork hadn't come through about your registration.
Okay, so that's all this event.
Is that what was it exactly that we?
And this particular event is called tab updated, and it returns the tab ID and the change info object and the tab object. And the change info object will have different message in it. So it would have either loading or the URL or say the status complete. And then the code here and deals the logic, does the logic say, okay, if it's loading and the URL changed, do something, and if it's the title information and change the title, etc., etc.
And the administrators haven't sent it or not, but I can.
Yeah.
I can ask.
Oh, no problem.
I'll follow it through.
Any other question or?
Okay. Yeah. Good. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So maybe Rita, you want to talk about the redirection? Oh, sorry, the ajax.
You can tell me now if you like.
No, I can't see. Okay, I'll first stop sharing mine.
Isn't it this week?
Okay.
It's the 20th. You're right. It's next week. Okay.
So let me just clean up this one a little bit.
Speak to you later.
Don't need this one now.
Okay. Yeah, Mark. NG
I still need
paperwork about her registration.
Oh.
Or any confirmation. So it's either you sent the paperwork on.
Yeah. Can you remember when her thing was? I'll see. I'll have a look in sent mail, see if there's anything there.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Either
nope.
It's in your court or it's in the administrator's court.
Yeah.
No, I still can't see yours. No, I don't have any here.
It was on the.
Okay, now it shows connecting.
Right.
On the 6th of April.
Yeah, I've got something. I mean, there's not very much there. Just a few lines saying I'm satisfied the student is ready.
Yeah, so if it doesn't work, we switch to Skype.
Which I find out.
Ah, okay, it's come up now.
27th of April.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah, maybe that should have gone to them.
Is that the form?
Registration form.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
Right.
Yeah, that was the problem last time, isn't it?
It should. Yeah. Could you pass it on to them?
Yeah. Who would it be?
I would send it to the main email address.
What's that? Research office.
No. It's. Let me just look.
Research degrees administration.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't see anything typing. You mean from your shared desktop in the editor? Okay. Okay, yeah, let's try Skype then. Okay.